The NFL draft is over. It's time to speculate. If you haven't checked out my Defensive Rookie of the Year candidates, you should go check that out because we're talking offense today. What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love having that nice, beautiful football discourse. Hang with me. We're going to talk about some guys at the end of the video that didn't make my list. This is a top 10. So without further ado, let's get into the nitty-gritty and go over number 10, Tyler Allgeier, running back for the Falcons. When it comes to this award, it's typically given to the guy who is afforded the most opportunity. So I'm looking at guys that I think are going to be playing a hell lot. And I think that could be Allgeier, man. Because straight up, looking at the depth chart, they have Cordero Patterson as their top running back. But let's be fair, he's got a very versatile role there for the Falcons. So they're probably looking for their more of their what they wanted from Mike Davis. They're looking for that, and I don't think that's it in Damian Williams. So so then who's it gonna be? Because Mike Davis he's with the Ravens now. Tyler Allgeier, that's who it's gonna be. Who's gonna be challenging him? Quandre Olson. Nuh-uh, get out of here. This cat, I think, is going to see some significant time. When I was looking at the running backs, because typically, if quarterback doesn't win the award, we want to look at, I say since the quarterback typically wins the award, we typically want to look at running back because they're afforded a lot of possibilities. And then Jamar Chase went ahead and won it last year. But receivers are a bit more hard to predict. And to be fair, Jamar Chase, I had him at number 2 on my list. So I almost got it right. Darn you, Trevor Lawrence. I should be saying, darn you, Urban Meyer. But I think Allgeier, when it comes to opportunity, he's going to see a ton this next season, especially under Arthur Smith. So watch out for this cat. And he will not be the last Falcon we see on this list. But I do have actually 2 quarterbacks on this. And I went with Matt Corral. And you might be like, what? He might not be ready to play year 1. Well, Sam Darnold sucks. And he might, if they go on that nice little run Sam Darnold went on during the middle of the season where they just started losing games and he just started sucking, we might see Matt Corral a bit earlier than anticipated. I think out of all the quarterbacks that aren't Kenny Pickett, because we'll get to Pickett. Yeah, he's on this list. Like, I don't think we're going to see Sam Howell or Malik Willis year 1. Desmond Ridder, you can make a good case for. But I think Sam Darnold's going to suck it up more than Marcus Mariota. So that's why Matt Corral makes this list. And the dude is a slinger, so he could have a chance to rack up a lot of stats. And then number 8, I have Treylon Burks. Oh man, I would have had him higher on this list if this offense wasn't Derrick Henry. This team's going to be running a lot. They did add Robert Woods, but now with AJ Brown gone, like Treylon Burks is going to be asked to do a lot. He really is. He's going to be asked to do a ton. It's just, is he going to be more than a guy that can win deep? Or is he going to be more than a guy that just you throw a screen to him and he does stuff? Like, because let's be honest, him coming into this year, the route tree, it's not great. As a route runner, like, it's not ideal. But he has the size and speed to be a mismatched nightmare. So he was always going to be a safe bet to put on this list. It's just how much confidence do you have where to put him on this list. So I think right here, I feel about right when it comes to looking at the other receivers in this class. I think Burks is going to get his fair shake. It's just, the question is, in a run-heavy offense, like how much opportunity will he be afforded? Because he will be on the field, but how much opportunity will he be afforded? Next, I have Kenneth Walker. And I think it's really going to have to, like, well, with Chris Carson, it sounds like injuries might be real big with him, so he might not even play another down for the Seahawks or in the NFL, let alone depending on how serious. I think it was a neck injury, but they do have Rashad Penny. They're bringing him back, but again, injuries could be a thing. We could see Kenneth Walker much sooner than later. Like, he was going to be a lock to make this list. It's just how confident do you feel that he's going to get a substantial workload, especially in comparison to maybe like Breece Hall, who I think is going to get a substantial workload there for the Jets. Kenneth Walker's fabulous. He was my running back 1. To be fair, he was 1A to Breece Hall being 1B. Literally had them one spot apart on my big board. But yeah, now Kenneth Walker, like, this is, if there's in a very questionable quarterback group that these guys won't see the field soon outside of Kenny Pickett, and I'll talk about that when I get to Kenny Pickett. This is like a running back's award to win. If you're going to be afforded a lot. You're going to be afforded a lot of opportunity. We saw that with Najee Harris. And who? Oh yeah, ETN went down, and then yeah, freaking Javonte Williams had to split carries with Melvin Gordon, and that might be the case early on for Walker with Penny, but Penny does have the injury issues, so the history of injury issues. So that's why Walker gets put on this list this high. And then I got Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, man, straight up. It's just, I feel like there might be a lot of mouths to feed with Elijah Moore. I mean, Corey Davis is going to be sucking some of the volume too, which that's just great. But like, Garrett Wilson's going to be interesting. They're going to be doing a lot of fun things with Garrett Wilson. I'm just kind of curious, like, how much will it be? Because we did see a lot of Elijah Moore until he got hurt. And that's my only hesitancy when it comes to putting Garrett Wilson on this list, or at least how high on this list, because what this is, I got he's here at 6. Oh, there it is. Yeah, 6. So yeah, I just didn't have too much confidence in putting him into my top 5. And we'll get it. Let's go ahead and get into the top 5 so we talk about that. I'm going to start with Jameson Williams. And you might be like, pause, this cat's hurt. He's not going to start the beginning of the year. I think he's a lot further along than a lot of people anticipate. People are coming back from ACL injuries like they were stubbing their toe. I think we're going to see this guy sooner than later. I think even if he comes in week 4, like, this team's going to be playing from behind a lot. At least I anticipate that. So they're going to be throwing the ball, I think, a lot. Jameson Williams, man, that's a deep ball threat waiting to happen. I think that because this cat, he just needs 4-5 catches a game to just light up the stat sheet. The only thing is, he is going to be competing for catches with guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark, TJ Hawkinson. That's why he's not higher on my list. Like, for me, the injury was a non-issue because I have faith that he's going to come back like maybe like week 2, week 4. And even if it's week 6, like, the type of routes, the type of weapon and home run threat he is, like, each touch could be a touchdown, quite honestly. So that's why he's so high on my list here. And then I have Chris Olave here at number 4. He is going to be the number 2 to Michael Thomas, and he is everything Jameis Winston loves. Go deep. I'm going to throw one hell of a pass. Jameis Winston got an arm for days, and this is the deep threat they needed, they wanted. Chris Olave could really tear the top off of defenses. That's why he's so high up here, especially when you have weapons like Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas that could cause so much chaos underneath, and on the intermediate could allow a guy like Chris Olave, who's just also such an underrated route runner, that can consistently win. I think that's where he edges out Jameson Williams. That I think Chris Olave is going to be a guy that you're going to see him be thrown to, utilized on all levels of the field, opposed to Jameson Williams. Mainly, I think we're going to see a lot of 20-yard plus shots. So, Chris Olave, welcome to number 4. Number 3, Kenny Pickett. Let's talk about it. I think Kenny Pickett is going to beat out Mitch Trubisky. And you might be like, why rush Kenny Pickett? Well, he was probably one of the more pro-ready quarterbacks. Yet, I would contest his upside and whatnot. But the Steelers, they used a first-rounder on him. And all the incentives on Mitch Trubisky's contract deal with playing time and hitting certain benchmarks when it comes to his stats. They don't have to pay him all that much if Kenny Pickett's the starter. Just saying. So that's why he makes it on the list. He's also the quarterback that is the most likely to start the most games this season. So Kenny Pickett makes it on here. He actually has a wonderful supporting cast in Najee Harris, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Chase Claypool, and Pat Freiermuth. So that also played a big reason. And Kenny Pickett's a guy that you could trust him to manage your offense. And when I say upside, like for me, I question the dude's zip, because everybody gets it wrong when they're like, oh, what do you mean he doesn't have arm strength? Look at this 50 yard bomb he threw. It's like, yeah, okay, he can throw far, but I'm talking about, can he throw with that zip to get it to the sideline, put it into windows? And that was one thing I was like, during the year, I was like, I don't think his zip's all that great. His ball placement also on the intermediate to long passes, like his accuracy's fine. He gets it in the vicinity, but where he places the ball for his receiver to catch it wasn't always ideal. Like, I go back to the Clemson game. There were a couple of shots he was taking to the sideline where he put it behind the receiver and forced the receiver to have to adjust to it. And it was like, when you could, like, these guys are going to the outside, man. You throw that ball to the outside, you give them a chance to cut up field. So again, if anyone's really curious about arm strength, that's kind of what I mean by it when it comes to I think Pickett is lacking in that area. But dude, he's got such a wonderful cast that can create after the catch. So yeah. All right, number 2, Drake London. This team has no wide receivers. Their wide receiver 2 is Kyle Pitts. Their wide receiver 3 is Cordell Patterson, who you could also say is their running back. After that, they got what? Frank Darby, Auden Tate, Zacchaeus. I didn't even know that Damari Bird was still in the NFL. So I think Drake London's going to have a lot of opportunity. Because let's be honest, this team's going to be playing from behind quite a bit, because that defense, it ain't there yet. So I think Drake London is definitely going to see his fair share. Just given his size, I think he has a chance to really stack this stat sheet when it comes to touchdowns. This dude's going to be a red zone threat. Contested catch nightmare. He also provides nice after the catch ability. So that's why he comes in here at number 2. But I mentioned Breece Hall at the beginning? No, when I was talking about Kenneth Walker. So yeah, absolutely. He's my number 1. I think he's going to be the main back there for the Jets. You're going to be like, what about Michael Carter? Michael Carter, man, he's a great scat back. Like that, those two provide such a different skill set. They do different things, but the bell cow is going to be Breece Hall. And you know what? He's coming to a very, very running back friendly scheme there under LaFleur's, and he is being offered a very good offensive line. I think Breece Hall should be the odds-on favorite when it comes to when they're in the red zone. This is your goal line back. The dude is strong. He's so used to get hit in the backfield. He's going to be surprised when, oh, you're saying I can maybe like get to the line of scrimmage before I have to worry about contact? Well, that's weird. That's not how I played my position back at Iowa. So yeah, no, dude, I think Breece Hall should be the odds-on favorite, and he is gonna be my guess for offensive rookie of the year. Though with my luck, maybe it'll end up being Drake London, because my number 2 last year was Jamar Chase and he won it. But a few other guys I kind of want to mention. There was like Christian Watson. I thought could have made the list, but again, I feel like he's going to be a guy that, similar to Jameson Williams, is going to win downfield a ton. It's just going to be, it's not going to be to the volume, at least I expect. And you'd be like, well, the Packers don't really have wide receivers. Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't really like throwing to rookies anyway. So there's that too. Who else was I thinking? Like Trey McBride wasn't much of a thought, because it feels like they got Max Williams and Zach Ertz. So it's like, I'm trying to figure out how he fits into that role. Straight up, John Mechie was going to make this list, because I think that team's going to be throwing a ton. Davis Mill lit up the stat sheet last year. So I think Mechie stands a chance to actually be a legit contender for this. Sky Moore, but I mean, there's so many mouths to feed. I know typically Patrick Mahomes does a good job of sharing the wealth, but that's going to be a toughie. But Dameon Pierce, I thought about, because they're like, there's, I don't feel like the competition's great there. Is they got David Johnson, but they'll probably try to stick with him early on. And they do have Rex Burkhead, but he's more of this, like, he's more of a committee guy. But yeah, those were a couple of the other guys I kind of thought of when it came to this list. I'm sorry, Jahan Dotson. I just don't think I don't see that happening for Jahan. George Pickens, again, a lot of mouths to feed. And you know, when it comes to this award, you wanna look at guys you think are gonna be afforded the most opportunity. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Do the YouTube thing, and as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.